Hi, welcome to Feral Manor, and this is a special video just for the upcoming holiday season. And I thought that I'd just spend some time talking about gifts for gardeners. Now, we all know what we want. It's sometimes hard to get the message across to other members of our families and friends about what we want. So I thought I'd spend some time today talking about the sort of things that we would like, need, and otherwise enjoy as gifts for the coming holiday season. Included in the description notes below is a PDF which you'll be able to download and print, which has got some of these suggestions on it. And I've broken it up into a number of categories. Some are the more expensive items like tools and equipment, others middle of the road things, and some which are just like stocking fillers and a simple present, or if you're short of cash, some of the things you can do. I think the first thing I want to say about tools overall, and I'm not going to be giving prices, I'm not giving specific brand recommendations, but what I would say is if you're going to buy a tool for someone, please buy the best quality that you can afford. You'll see in the photos that I'm sharing with you now of a range of spades, hori-horis, homies. There's all sorts of price ranges, but all of the tools I'm showing you are ones that have stood the test of time in our garden. Probably the most recent is the hori-hori, which is sort of like the flavour of the month for gardening tools. It is, I must admit, an excellent tool for weeding, particularly if you've got rocky soil. That narrow blade, made of very good steel, is well worth it because it can really get down and get those flat weeds. It's actually our tool of choice for my local land care group. So that is a particular case in point. There are going to be plenty of less expensive options for buying some of these tools, but really put the money in because it will be a tool that will last the recipient a long time. I'm also recommending some tools for the gardener who is probably merging into being a more classic model. And those things like long-handled tools, long-handled trowels, and things like the smaller spades and garden forks, which are now available. Now, we're very lucky. We scored our small spade at the tip shop. I don't think I'm expecting that bargain again soon. And then we paired it with a small garden fork. And honestly, even though we're both capable of using a full-size spade and we have some very good spades and forks in our shed, just sometimes it is so much easier, particularly if you're doing a small job in a tight space, to actually use one of these smaller tools. They're lighter, much easier to handle. So yeah, a big plus for those. One of the other things I'm suggesting as a tool that maybe not everyone's thought of is a compost turner. And we have a lot of compost bins and they tend to be of the tall variety. They're not tumblers, they're fixed on the ground. You really can't get a spade into one of those. And we've found that these compost twisters or turners are just such good value because you're twisting and lifting. And by doing that, we aerate the compost bin. And by making it easy, you aerate the compost bin a lot more than you would otherwise. I also want to put a shout out for some of the mid-range items. There's a whole stack of things, but I was thinking more of like books. Obviously, you can get a range of books at a range of prices. You can buy new, but I've also been really fortunate lately to score some really good gardening books at the Lifeline bookshop near where I live. And there goes our local glass. And I think one of the things to remember is Lifeline, you can actually get a gift voucher online. And of course, gift vouchers are probably what I'd call the path of least resistance. But think about it. Don't necessarily go for the obvious hardware shops. There are local nurseries, there are charitable organisations such as Lifeline, like I've already mentioned. These people do actually now offer gift vouchers. So that's something to consider. That way you're not only supporting and giving a gift, but you're also supporting a local charity or a local business. And I really am very keen on doing that. There's lots of things, stocking fillers, something as simple, gardening gloves, twine, If you're being careful about what you put into your garden, one of the things I found recently was paper covered wire. So, you know, all those plastic twist ties, I really hate those. So what I did was I've managed to find a reel of paper covered wire, and that's going to be much more friendly in your garden. If you drop it, it's going to rust and go into the garden soil. It's not going to be a problem like those little bits of plastic you keep finding everywhere. One of the other things I like to think about are things that you can make yourself, and plant labels. They're the sort of thing which you use a lot, but and you can buy commercial ones, but you can also make some. And one of the best things I ever got from a friend was a set of plant labels, and what she did was she bought a whole lot of wooden pegs and painted them and presented them to me with a Sharpie. And the great thing about those is that you can write on them. It's nice and clear, easy to see the writing on the peg, but you can just clip it on the side of your pot, and that just made it so easy to use. And I really love that system. That's something certainly that you could do with your kids. I encourage you, if you're buying gifts for a gardener, think out of the box, think about secondhand, think about working through charities, and otherwise just have a great time. Thanks for dropping by to Feral Manor today, and no matter which tradition you're celebrating this year, we hope you have a fantastic holiday season. We'll see you later. Bye.